All right, today's going to be a two-part training. First will be just kind of a general training, and then we're going to dig into the specifics of the Korean launch. I want to welcome all of you that have joined us live. I really appreciate that. Makes these calls a lot more fun, but also for all of you that are watching the recording, hope you'll glean some nuggets from this that you can apply to your business and help other people too. I've had a couple cups of Isagenix coffee this morning, so I will try to slow my pace and not go too fast. If I start going too fast, somebody just raise your hand and remind me to slow down. We have time. So first of all, I want to go through some general training, and I want to remind all of you that 1 week from today, the leaders will be in Charlotte, North Carolina at Express University. I know, unfortunately, some of you have situations where you just absolutely cannot join us. We do have 2 tickets remaining at a heavily discounted price. One is our early bird price that we paid, $109. If you go online, they're $159. So I got 1 ticket at $109. And then we've been blessed. Unfortunately, one of the people on our team that bought a ticket is not able to go, and he wants to just give that to somebody. So if you or someone you know would like to go, the only requirement is that you go. You know, we don't want to waste that ticket. If we transfer it to you, we want you there. So 1 free ticket and 1 ticket for $109. So we got 2 left. And then there are also tickets available at the full price, $159 at expressuniversity.com. This will be the last Express University. So for those of you that have never been to one, I highly recommend you do whatever you can to get to Charlotte. It's going to be an amazing, amazing event. You'll start Thursday night. And Thursday night, I think it's October 25th. And that night will be a business opportunity presentation. It will be phenomenal. They always are. Friday morning, they're going to do something a little different they've never done before. Patty Cepeda will be doing an entire morning on what really was, in her opinion, the reason they are as successful in this business as they are. And it's going to be a Christian-based motivational training. It's going to be awesome. If you've ever been on one of her Thursday morning Facebook Lives, it's going to be like that, but a little more extensive. It's going to be awesome. I know Diane and I are looking forward to that as much as anything this coming weekend. After that, Friday all afternoon will be training, and it will be kickoff to the weekend. Friday afternoons are always great. They end about 5 o'clock 5 o'clock p.m. And so you've got the whole evening to go to team events, do fun things. A lot of us will actually be going to the Cepeda's church there in the Charlotte area. It's a really cool church that a lot of us will go to on Friday night. A lot of people will go out to dinner after that. It's going to be a fun night. So Friday nights are always a lot of fun. Saturday is the meat and potatoes of the weekend. It's all day. You're going to hear from Dr. Paul Osorio. You're going to hear from Sarah. John, is that right? Trying to think of her name. Well, it just escapes me, but she's phenomenal. Between Paul and her, 2 of my favorite speakers from corporate. John, you know who I'm talking about? Sarah. Anyway, one of you guys will figure out who that I'm talking about.
Sarah Richter.
Sarah Richter. Man, that last name just escaped me. Thank you, buddy. Yeah, but she's phenomenal. She really gets into the product and gives you the belief and understanding why our products are so special. Dr. Osorio will be getting into some of the research he's been doing, and he's one of my favorite speakers too. And then you're going to have the Cepedas. They're going to do a lot more of the training themselves this time. And then you're going to hear from people like Audrey and James McLeod, some of the youngest millionaires in Isagenix. You're going to hear from Jessica Johnson, my favorite speaker, I think. I just love her story. You know, it took her 1.5 years. She said no to Herb Cepeda. And you might think, well, maybe I'm not saying the right things, or maybe I'm not doing the right things. Maybe I don't have the right posture. Herb did everything right. He said everything right. And she said no. And it was 1.5 years later that she came back and said, hey, are you still doing that thing? And he goes, you don't want me to tell you how good we're doing in that thing. And so 1.5 years later, after she told him no, she joined the team. 5 years after that, she had earned over $5 million. So you might be getting a little frustrated that some people are just asking right now, or you're approaching or telling you no. Just chalk that up as a potential Jessica Johnson. Just stay the course, stay consistent. Go succeed without them, and then when their timing's right, they will join you. Just treat people right. Watch what happens. So she'll be one of the speakers. She's one of my favorites. And then you'll hear from multiple other great speakers. Super, super fired up. You're going to hear from multiple people that are making $1 million a year. that's exciting. That's Express University on Saturday. Sunday morning is a worship service, and then Sunday afternoon is the grand finale of the event. It ends about 4 or 5 in the afternoon, so don't book your flight out there too quickly. That last 3 or 4 hours is really the marching orders, and it's a really important time. And I don't say this lightly. I'm going to promote every event. That's just what leaders do. But I'm telling you, this event is the most special, the most important there'll ever be. First of all, like I said earlier, it's the last Express University, the last one, for all we know, for sure. Next few years, probably forever. And so these are my favorite events. Of all the events I've been to in all my career, the Express University are my favorite. You don't want to miss them. They're intimate. You get to spend time with Herb and Patty. You get to meet them. You get to meet their leaders. You get to hear from the top leaders on their team. It's just different than the big corporate events. And in my opinion, it's better. Last one. You don't want to miss it. So don't get there late. Don't leave early. Stay for the entire thing. Don't plan calls that you're going to go do during the event. Focus on being there. So for those of you that are coming, phenomenal. For those of you that aren't coming, if there's any way possible, maybe you got to spend a little money, air flight. I know it's expensive at the last minute. Maybe you can drive. You know, I had a lady the other day tell me, it's a 12-hour drive. Well, I'm driving 11 hours to get there. I just want to encourage you. And I hope it comes across as sincerely as I mean it. For those of you that absolutely positively can't make it, start making your plans now to join us in Phoenix for NYKO. That's January 2018. Get your tickets now before they sell out. And I promise you, they will sell out. There's no doubt about it. You think about what Celebration was in Nashville and how big that was. NYKO is about, I would say, 10 to 20% the size of what we had in Nashville. So it's going to sell out very fast. So if you haven't got your tickets for NYKO, please do so now. Don't be one of those people at the last minute trying to scrounge tickets on Facebook and stuff. Get your tickets now. All right. Those are two big things. I wanted to quickly go over something I came up with the other day. And again, this is general training. This is not about the Korean expansion yet. We'll get to that, I promise. And we're going to get into some details about that. But I had a leader who was asking me, what do I need to do to be successful in Isagenix? And what do I need to do to earn you closely mentoring me and coaching me? And so I thought about it. I'm like, what would cause a person to have the greatest chance for success? And so I came up with these 7 standards. And they're basically for the people that want to be mentored by me. And I just wrote them out. And so they're here on teamofhope.com. If you go to the blog archive October, you'll see them. 7 standards for Team of Hope leaders being mentored by Chuck Williams. And I'll just go through them real quickly, but you can go into these more. And if you want to be mentored by me, or if you want to mentor someone on your team using these same principles, go for it. But this is what I basically require of people that want my time, my individual personal mentoring time. Number 1, most important thing is be on the Cepeda calls. Now, I know there are some of you that time frame just doesn't work for you. You got jobs or other situations. Listen to the recordings. They're on besetfreelife.com. Go back and listen to the recordings. These calls are the foundation of the Cepeda system. If you're not on these calls, you are totally missing the boat. And so I want to encourage you, get on the Cepeda morning calls. Want to drink my coffee before it gets cold on me? Second one is attend the major events. Now, I just spent the first 10 minutes of our training today promoting Express University, NYKO. The other big event is Celebration, which I also mentioned. Those are the 3 big events. Let's just be honest here. No leader ever achieves the top incomes in this company without attending the major events. So don't think that you can be the exception to the rule and that you're going to be out there as a Lone Ranger and go to the top of this compensation plan. You won't. And so realize there is a price to pay. Now, it's not much. You're not buying a franchise. There's no rent. There's no employees. There's no regulations and all kinds of legal mumbo jumbo you got to do. You're a network marketing business. It's the easiest home-based business in the world. But there is a price to pay. Number 1, you got to do the actions that create success with the right attitude. That's the most important. The second thing is you got to get to the major events. That's where your belief level is going to increase. That's where your understanding is going to increase. That's where your knowledge is going to increase. And when you've got belief, knowledge, and understanding, that's what attracts people to want to be on your team. If you're out there not really knowing what to do and mumbling and stumbling over your words, nobody's going to want to join your team. No offense. They're just not. And so you've got to get the basic belief, knowledge, and understanding. And you get that at the major events, being on Cepeda calls, being on Zoom calls like you are right now. So I congratulate you for being on this call or watching this recording. But it's super important. Number one and number two there. The number one and number two for a reason. The Cepeda morning calls and the 3 big events. Now, starting next year, after the Cepeda event, there'll be 2 big events each year. And that's going to be NYKO and Celebration. And then we'll see what the Cepedas do to replace, if they do replace, Express University. Number 3, attend the weekly leadership Zoom meetings on Sunday night. On Sunday night at 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. on the West Coast, I do a weekly training where a lot of the stuff I'm covering right now, I cover on that call, where I really equip people to have success. Let them know what's going on, what the new promotions are, what they can do to be building their business, what other people are doing to build their business successfully. So you don't want to miss those on Sunday night. They're short. We don't go into a lot of detail. We just go over the highlights and make sure the leaders are on board and know what's up for that week. Then I recommend all of you go through the Getting Started Right. If you haven't been through that recently, it changes. As things change, as Isagenix and the Cepeda team create new tools, better tools, we adjust that Getting Started Right all the time. For instance, if you haven't seen the new video that Isagenix came out with in the last week or two called the Isagenix Advantage, it's now part of your username.isagenix.com/IsaMovie. It used to have Transform Your Life as the video. Not anymore. Now it's got the Isagenix Advantage. It's about an 11-minute video, and everybody that watches it is telling me, and I've seen it too, it's the best video the company's come out with yet. You get somebody to watch that 11-minute video, they're going to ask you, how do I sign up? It's that good. Now, don't get frustrated if they don't ask you, how do I sign up? They might not. But I'm telling you, it's that good that they should. All right, so that's new, and that's in the Getting Started Right now. It teaches people how to use the IsaMovie link. It teaches people how to set up their featured video with the Business of the Future, which is another great video. Isagenix has come out with their 2 best videos ever just since Nashville Celebration. First, they rolled out the Business of the Future. That's great for somebody who's looking at this as a business opportunity. Then last week, they came out with a new one, the Isagenix Advantage, which is phenomenal for people that are more interested in the product. So you get the 2 best videos the company's ever created in 16 plus years, now available. And in our Getting Started Right, we teach you how to use those videos in your everyday prospecting and talking to customers. Number 5 there is print out the ISA Life Success Plan. If you're not using this success plan, I've got the hard copy right here that I got in Nashville at Celebration, but it's available to you as a PDF. You can print it out, and I've got the instructions in the Getting Started Right on how to do it. So print that out. It's got the scripts that you should be using, but more importantly, the scripts that you should be teaching your new people to use. One of the problems we had, Chuck Williams had in the past, is I would sign somebody new, but I wouldn't know exactly what to tell them to do, what to say, what to share, what to do. Well, the company solved that problem for all of us. They've put it in the book, the ISA Life Success Plan. They've put in the book what to say, what to share once someone has shown interest, and then what to do once that interest is developed and wanted to get them started. It's all right there, black and white. All you got to do is use it, practice, and get good at it. And so what I suggest you do is go back through your list. The people have said no to you in the past. Call them up and tell them, hey, I've got a new tool, a new system. You know I'm doing this. You're a friend of mine. Let me practice on you and walk them through the say, share, do. Chances are they'll see the light because you will be presented to them in a new way, and their timing is different. And if nothing else, you're going to get the practice to where when the right person does come across your path, you've practiced to where you're good at the say, share, do. Very, very important. Number 6. I shouldn't even have to add this in my list. I put that there. I shouldn't have to add this, but you got to be a user of the product. You know, you got to be using the product to be successful in this business. You can't not be active. If you're not doing at least 100 BD a month, you're not really in the business. You got to be a user of the product to be a promoter of the product. It's just the way it works. It's the way the compensation plan works. And we recommend you do at least 125 BD a month, not the minimum 100, because you got to get in the IsaBody Challenge. That's part of the Getting Started Right training also, is teaching people to get in the IsaBody Challenge. So that's really, really important. It's going to get you $200 worth of free product it's not every quarter, it's 3 times a year. So that's $600 of free product a year simply by participating and completing the IsaBody Challenge. So we recommend everybody do at least 125 BV a month. And let's get serious. If you're using these products and you're getting excited about them like Diane and I have, you're going to do way more than 125 BV a month. These products absolutely rock. In fact, I don't know what she buys at the grocery store anymore. It feels like all we eat is Isagenix. Well, 1 meal a day, and Isagenix is what we eat around our house. And then number 7. Now, this is only for the people that are doing the top 6, because I don't, unfortunately, have time to do this for everybody. But for those who are serious about this business, and they are treating it like a business, and they're doing the 6 things above, I want to talk to you once a week. I want to go through your plans. I want to go through your activity, what you've done, how you did it, how you can improve it. I want to look at your next week's activity schedule. What's your calendar look like? What do you plug it into? How many people are you exposing this to? What are your goals? We have that conversation one-on-one with the core group of people I'm working with. And again, this is only for those who make the commitment to follow these 7 standards. I cannot, unfortunately, do this for everyone. Everyone else, I'm available to you on these Saturday calls. I'm available to you on the Sunday Night Leadership call, the Monday Night Zoom call. There's lots of team stuff that I'm available for everybody. But for the core group of people that are taking this to the next level, the top leaders that are running with me, these are the 7 steps. So I hope that helps some of you. And if you're not at a point of your business where you want to do these things, that's okay. This is for the elite, the ones who really want to take this to the next level. And that's timing for all of us. You got to determine when that timing is for you. All right, next thing here, the Healthy Living Guide. Let me go back to the Healthy Living Guide. You should have got this in an email from corporate. Hopefully you've seen it on the Facebook groups we're all in. But this Healthy Living Guide, I can open up here for you. This is something the company came out with. It's a tool for you to use to build your business. So this is a tool that you go back to all your existing customers that are already in the system, but also your prospects, and let them know the company's come out with a couple great seasonal products. Number 1 is the raspberry cheesecake. Very popular. It's back for a limited time. First of all, order some yourself. If you order 6 or more shakes at the same time, you get a 10% discount on top of your already wholesale pricing. Order some yourself. Have some available. Have some available to where when you're with somebody, you can actually sell them on. 40, 50 bucks, get your money back, and then they get exposure to the product. We talk about you don't have to inventory, and you don't. We don't want you stock in your basement, stock in your garage like some companies teach. But it does make sense as a business owner to have some of these seasonal products available for your team and for your customers to try. They may not have enough belief yet to actually go and buy it for themselves online, so have it and then sell it to them. Don't necessarily give it to them, sell it to them. Sell it to them at your cost. Sell them to them at your cost plus 10 bucks if you want. Make a little money. It's your business. But I want to encourage you to get out there in your back office and order some of this for yourself. How can you promote this if you've never tried it? I guarantee you the new bars, what's that called? The vanilla cranberry almond ice-lean bar. I don't know about you, but I like all 3 of those flavors and combined in an ice-lean bar. I can't wait to taste it. And so I've asked Diane to order some for us. So I encourage you as a leader to get out there and order these special products for yourself, and then use this as an opportunity to go back and talk to people that you've talked to before. Hey, our company's running a special promotion for the holidays. While it's available, would you like to try some of these shakes? If they're not willing to do it on their own, ask them if they want to go in on your order. Tell them, look, I'm going to buy a quantity of 6 or more, and that way I get an extra 10% discount. I'll charge you my cost. Would you like to go in and have 1 or 2 or 3? Get an order of 20 canisters of ice-lean shakes. Get a group of people to go in with you. Get the 20 at the 10% discount. Start to think like a business person. Anyway, I hope this helps you. This is phenomenal. It's called the Healthy Living Guide. Now, in about a few weeks, they're going to shift the Healthy Living Guide, which is more for us that are already in the business, our customers, to the Healthy Giving Guide. If you're not doing your Christmas shopping through your own business, you're missing the boat here. Why would you go and spend money at other places, at Amazon and other places online, when you can be buying all your Christmas gifts through your own business, helping all your friends and family experience the Isagenix products, and you're getting paid through your BV on those products? Ladies and gentlemen, think like a business owner. If you own a retail store, would you go next door to the competitor's retail store and buy all your stuff for Christmas from them? Or would all your friends and family be getting Christmas gifts from your retail store? I know what's going to happen in my case. My wife's getting a lot of Isagenix products for Christmas. All right. Let's talk specifically about Korea now. Let's go to Korea. Let's go to my Facebook page. Excuse me. And so what I'm going to do, I'm going to come over here to my contacts. I've got this Korean guy right here who's online. Can you guys see my screen? Okay, thanks, Sean. So I click on my Korean friend here. And I've been sending messages. And it's been too direct. It's been, right there, boom, let's introduce me to somebody. And so I was listening to one of my other good friends, Nick Brucker. And he was training Wednesday on content and inviting. I was actually on Bible study, but my wife was telling me about it. And he was talking about how he does so well. The dude gets like 5 or more customers a month, every month, month after month. How does he do it? Well, he does it through Facebook and Instagram. And he goes out there and he makes conversations with people, not about the business. And then when they respond to him, then he comes back with the business. And I'm going to actually get him to do one of our trainings soon because I really respect Nick and how he builds his business with customers. He is really stepping up and becoming a major leader in the Cepeda team. So I'll have him do one of our trainings soon to help all of you understand this better. But I'm going to give you a little hint. So I'm going to come down here to my Korean friend. And I'm just going to say your name came up today on my Facebook feed. How are you doing? Just something simple like that. Generic. I'm not approaching my business. Then what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go to his page. So I click on his name and I go to his page. Now on his page, I don't speak Korean. And so I'm reading the translation that fortunately is right here. And I can see the whole translation here. So I can see what he said. Because I don't want to be liking something I really don't like. And so I kind of look at his post here. And I relate to this guy. As a Christian brother, I relate to him. Now, you don't make stuff up. If you don't relate to the person, if you don't like somebody, don't make it up. But I like this. And so I'm basically going to come down here, and I'm going to like his post. And I'm going to comment on his post. Okay? Again, nothing about business. I'm just reaching out, pinging out. Now, a lot of you hopefully followed through with what we talked about earlier when Crank Sue was teaching us about connecting on Facebook and LinkedIn and social media. Hopefully you've got some connections that you can go back and do this now. And so what you're doing is you're just creating real relationships. You're just responding to people that you like, people you have stuff in common with. You're making conversation. And then when they start to respond to you, you're going to transition into what you do for a business. And we'll teach you how to do that on a future call. I'm going to have Nick do that because he's the master at it. But I hope this has been helpful for you. So here's what I'm going to do. So I've got now up here, this gentleman and I have 89 mutual friends. So at this point, what I'll do is I'll click on my mutual friends with him. And then I'll reach out to one of them. I'll look at their post. And I'll basically like a post. And I'll just make this little comment like, congratulations. Okay, so just making posts, making comments, liking their post. Then he and I have 31 common friends. I'll go over to one of my common friends with him. I'll go to this guy's page. And again, I admit in the past, I was just basically going on and trying to see if any of them had network marketing friends. That's too straightforward. You've got to get a little conversation going first. That's what Nick taught Wednesday. It's what I'm applying. You're learning what I'm learning. So I'm going to come down here. I'm going to look at his translation. Again, you want to make sure you agree with it. This one's a little different. So I'm going to come down here. Okay, this one's a little too stuff that I don't really know about, so I'm not going to comment on his post. So I go to another mutual friend. And I'm going to dedicate an hour a day to just going out and making connections on people. Okay, here's a good one I can relate to. So I'm going to come out here and just put like it. Okay, I think you get the idea. All right, last thing I want to teach you on the Korean expansion is one of the things I've worked on, hopefully you have too, is finding people in my sphere of influence that know Koreans. And so I've come up with a list of 10 people that I have discovered that have Korean connections. And so I'm working very, very closely with them to introduce me to Korean people they know here in America and anywhere in the world, and hopefully in Korea. Again, remember, if a Korean American introduced you to a Korean in Germany, we're not in Germany yet, but that Korean in Germany may know Koreans in Korea or back here in America. It's all about networking. And so this morning, I went through my 10 and I reached out to them. You'll see this conversation here. I don't know how to make this larger. So I reached out. Hello, Master Kim. Please don't forget about me. What I have is already impacting lives in Korea. Let's meet up soon. Master Kim owns a Korean, what do they call it? It's martial arts gym. And he's actually a friend of my pastor's parents. I met him through them, and he goes to my church. And so we've been developing a relationship for over a year now. We still haven't launched through him in Korea, but he's got friends in Korea. So I'm continuing to build my relationship with him, to build the trust to where he'll start introducing me to some of his best friends in Korea. And so not only are you directly reaching out to people through your social media, like I just showed you, but I want you also to be cultivating your team in the United States and around the world looking for people in Korea. Just the fact that we launched in Korea almost 2 weeks ago now, you did not miss the boat. We're ahead of the rest of the company. Most of the company really won't even discover Korea is open until NYKO, when they see all these Koreans that are new six-figure income earners. That's when they're going to wake up. We're way ahead of that. And then they're going to have this long learning curve to figure out what we've learned over the last year. So you're ahead of the game. You may not feel like it, but you are. So start to take advantage of what you've got your hands on. So lastly, when it comes to, okay, I've got someone who's interested, now what do I do? That's a question I get a lot. Well, just treat them like you would any other prospect. Go back to the teamofhope.com page. teamofhope.com. Take just a minute for it to redirect. It redirects. Then come down, and in the middle of the front page, I got real big right here, Korean expansion training and notes. Click on this blog. This will take you to a whole blog that's got nothing but Korean training material. And then come down here and look at the different videos that are available and pick the one or two that are appropriate for where your prospect is in the scope of things. Find out if your prospect speaks English. If they speak English, send them to your site, the isagenix.com/ISAmovie. Of course, put your username in the front. Last but not least, it's super important. Make sure you are set up to do business in Korea. Here we are on the Korean expansion call, but if you haven't gone into your back office and set up for international sponsorship, you're not eligible to sign people up in Korea. So it's very important that you do that. Let me see something for just a second. All right, so if you look at my back office, over here, you'll see international sponsorship, expiration date, February 15th, 2019. So I've got my international sponsorship set up. I've got an automatic renewal. It's $49 a year. It's peanuts compared to what you can earn through your international business. This is just not Korea. This is all the different markets. So if you haven't got that set up, it will say international sponsorship, sign up here or something like that. You'll be able to actually click a link right here to get it. Another place to get it is up here under orders. It's got international sponsorship right here. So that's how you get it. It's $49. It's just like ordering any other product. It's an annual fee of $49. Now, when does that come into play? When you go to sign somebody up, you're only going to have access to your market. So if you're here in the United States, you're going to be able to sign people in the United States, Canada, and Puerto Rico. That's it. Unless you have that international sponsorship, then you can sign people anywhere in the world that we have a market. Also, more importantly, as your team starts to grow and people from all these different markets start to fall in your right or left team, the only way you get credit for that volume is if you have the international sponsorship. So you might not even personally enroll anybody in these different countries, but the people that do fall on your right or left team that are from these different countries, all the volume they create every week, every month, and that's new orders, that's auto ship orders, that's just additional orders throughout the month. All those orders, you get credit for nada, zero, nothing if you're not set up on the international sponsorship. Now I'm talking about countries outside of your market area. So here in the United States, again, it's Canada, US, and Puerto Rico. You'll get credit for all three of those countries, anything that happens. But what about the UK, Colombia, Mexico, Indonesia, Malaysia, Hong Kong, Korea? All these countries, you have to have that international sponsorship. It's $49 for all of them. It's not per country. It's all of them. So if you haven't signed up for that, obviously, please do. All right, let me stop and ask if there's any questions. We will stop the sharing screen.